What is up, YouTube? It is Matty and his son Benjamin, who is almost 3 years old now. So he is sat next to me. These days I do not get many opportunities to record solo. Hold on a sec. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, I do not get many opportunities to record solo because it's just being part of a family with young kids. It's difficult. Anyway, we're looking at bowlers. Particularly at Town Hall 11, because at Town Hall 11 they seem very powerful, so much so that max Town Hall 11s I've seen getting tripled with just a mass spam style attack. It's not quite as spammy as you think, but there are a couple of things to get right, and once you do those you can see the true raw power of this attack style. It's going to complement rage spells, but it's all about the initial funneling which will make the big difference. So first wall we're going to look at is not this wall. Gone straight into the wrong one, and I'm going to show you a couple of attacks about it. First one we'll get out of the way is Town Hall 10. I wanted to show you this attack because it is still viable at Town Hall 10 on certain bases. A few things come to play, and it's always going to be funneling, getting those troops where you need them to go. Bowlers, because they've got such a wide range and such a random range, and because they hit multiple layers, and what it's very difficult to get them to go where you need. But here, Crime has found a nice way to get some easy funneling, with the bottom side of that single wizard able to do quite a lot of funneling actually. And on the other side with the Queen Walk, control the CC kill with the Queen, and then drop in a mass bowler horde, and you can see them going in now. The Loon is getting distracted. Look at this rage jump spell. Was that a jump? Was it a heal? Heal. Rage heal there. Another rage. Another jump here, and he's basically got almost every single bowler into that compartment in the core. And what that means is that the balls they're going to be bouncing off the Town Hall to the Inferno Tower, bouncing out to like these Teslas, these sort of extremity defenses, and everything's just going to go a little bit crazy. You see the Inferno taking huge damage there, and then it's down. Just the ricochet damage from these balls is ridiculous. Under rage spell it is so potent. Couple of back end loons he's got as well, which is a really good idea. If you can do a mass attack and still take a little bit of cleanup, either hogs or loons, or hell even Valkyries, but probably hogs or loons because they're defense targeting and because they're easier to control. But look at this. I mean, with the use of the Queen Walk, this is one of the beautiful things. If you can do it, if you can ever do a Queen Walk into your attack force, you will gain the advantage of those healers switching target at some point, potentially onto Valkyries, onto bowlers, onto whatever it is that is your main attack force. The only worry is if they lock onto golems, but clearly if there was no golems in this attack, then there was not that worry. So 22 bowlers entered this attack, and geez, it was crazy. It's all about getting them into that core, and you can see by getting them into this compartment, he was able to really get them to own while they were in there. So now we're going to switch and look at some of these Town Hall 10 hits, Town Hall 11 hits, and the first one we'll look at is by Psycho. Now, watch this attack. It's great. He's using a lot of miners, by the way. So I did say hogs and loons. Miners are also a very good cleanup troop because because you can sort of swoop them around the outside and they will just keep taking defenses. Now, Giants take half damage to Queen, so they can take a couple of defenses on him at any one time and not take too much damage. But beautiful here, the Giant was just used to create that little bit of time for the Queen to take the buildings down, and he eventually died, and then the Queen Walk was successful. They switched target back to her. Golem in. And the funneling is basically complete. You might have missed the minions being used to funnel on the army camp and the other building at the top side there. But look at this, pushing all of those bowlers in. I'd be scared about the CC, but with the invulnerability, you got to remember with that Warden, giving them that opportunity to take down the first Inferno Tower, push through, no jump for that second layer. They're just breaking in. They're taking down that Eagle artillery en route, and look at, you just got to look at the balls of these bowlers, where they're landing. They just take down the couple of layers at a time, and it makes such a big difference. Miners swooping in around the outside of the top side there, and they're just going to sort of swoop around the edge of that base and finish up. Healers have left the group on the group have split beautifully actually. You got a group with the Warden, and you got a group with healers. Albeit that the healers are now almost only healing sort of golemites, which is kind of pointless. But the other thing is, you've got this massive group of miners, because he's only brought sort of 16, 20 bowlers. It's meant he's been able to take a massive amount of miners with him as well, and they're swooping around the edge like they mean business, and just taking defense after defense. And because they dodge a lot of hits that other troops would get. And they do all the cleanup as well. It's a very neat way of doing it if you can swoop them round. If you think about it, you've got bowlers gutting the core and then the miners sweeping around the edge. So using different troops to complement the bowler attack, and you can see there was only 16 in this one, but it was still mighty powerful. Number 4 we're going to go for is an attack by Robb Stark. Unfortunate ending to Robb Stark in season 3 of Game of Thrones, but anyway, 23 bowlers, big one. But we can still see we're starting off with and this is a different style of funneling, and this is a point I wanted to emphasize with this attack. As I said to you, it's all about the funneling. There's different ways to do it. We've seen a queen walk on that Town Hall 10, we've seen a giant walk, and a bit of minion funneling on the last attack, and on this one something again different. Look at this, a couple of healers on each of those golems, a couple of bowlers behind, and what's going to happen here is the bowlers are going to create that guidance in, and they're all going to sort of start rerouting into the center, and that's exactly what needs to happen here. Watch, the rest of the bowlers will be coming in, the queen, the king, there to go all the bowlers. Look, you got that invulnerability being used during the CC engagement, jump rage into the core, and then watch this now. We've got double freeze to handle both of those level 4 Inferno Towers, and another rage spell there. So here's the rage. All the bowlers are in position now, and there it is. Because the healers have joined, you don't need a heal spell. Look at what's happening. The bowlers just going absolute ham. Queen got murdered by them, and now they're in prime position. They are just going to be bowling all over the shop. Queen and minions at the top side with a good group of bowlers. Bottom side, you've got the king. Have you? Or is the king gone? I'm missing that. No, you got the Warden and a group of bowlers and golem and healers. So before you know it, most of the defences are gone. Minions being used to help finish up some of those buildings, which is not a bad shout. And yeah, it's just one of those attack styles that is a little bit crazy. It all kicks off once you get them in the core. You need to be able to push them through and guide them in. When to use a jump spell is going to be the biggest, I think the biggest things is when to use your rages, your freezes and your jump spells. Because he was going into 2 Inferno Towers head on, it was very risky. So you making the choice to use the double freeze to sort of put them out was a very good one on this base style. I think it just meant the funneling was quite friendly from the entry point you chose. So again, there's more than one ways to skin a cat. There's more than one ways to do this style of attack, which is why I wanted to put this video together, to sort of show you guys that it's not the potency of it. I'm going to switch wars now and show you one last attack for this video, and I think that'll call it a day. I'm very thankful for Ben because he's been quiet up to this point. So yeah, hopefully he doesn't interrupt that now. But look at it, 2 hits by Robb Stark at 97%. These are on max Town Hall 11s pretty much. Not, I think, yeah, other than walls on this one, I think that is essentially a max town hall 11. Let's have a look at the attack. Is it too powerful? I think it is, but I think base design might change to sort of anti-bowlify them at Town Hall 11. I don't know, it's a bit too early to tell. Similar style attack from Rob here. I'm using those golem healers to and then bowlers to create that funnel, and then once that's done, he should be able to just push them all into the core. Hopefully this is the trick, getting them all going into that core. That's where you need them to go. He's bought the 1 free spell this time instead of the 2. A few have started running around the edge. They will die, so they will kind of be wasted. But here we go, look. This is where it's all going to kick off, and whether it's going to make or break this raid. The bowlers, a big group of bowlers have walked off course. Freeze down there to help them out, but this is why probably this attack was a 97%, because you got so many that have walked off course. However, with some going inside, the king and the queen as well, we are still getting some massive damage happening. Both infernos are taken care of. King's about to die, which he just did. Bowler's actually doing not too bad around the outside. They are taking down, they just took down a double defense. Looks like they're going to go and take that arch tower and potentially that cannon down as well. So it's not the end of the world for the raid, but I think they'd have been much more potent if they were all in that core and just throwing rocks all over the place and just taking all those defenses down. That's when they seem to be most potent, and when the attack seems to just absolutely dominate. But I've told you all along, it's funneling, and even though he guided them in, they still decide to break out. And so the better the wider the funneling you can do, the probable more higher success rate you're going to have. But here it is, look, it just looks like it's going to come down to, in fact, that queen got a little bit overwhelmed there, and then ultimately down to time. Only 10 or 15 seconds extra required on that one. I will show his final one on this 97% just to conclude this video, and you can see again, huge amount of bowlers there. Is he going to do his golem healer walk again? We're going to find out, because that seems to be quite popular with Rob, and he's doing it again. Remember, you can do a queen walk into it, but at Town Hall 11, the difficulty of doing a queen walk is that because the DPS is so much higher, there's more point defense. Often the point defense there's more expos, so your queen walks are going to require a lot more spells to keep them going, which is probably the primary reason why queen walks are not as viable at Town Hall 11, because it's just the cost of them and the amount of damage per second you're going to come up against means that it's almost unwarranted, or doesn't make it as viable as doing something like this, where we've got a queen walk, a golem walk, and it still brings those healers into that core, brings that bowlers in, creates a necessary funnel. So if you can get away with the giant, great, just like Psycho did. If you can't and you have to use your golems, then fine, but it's still very viable. And you can see here 297% on some pretty highly upgraded Town Hall 11s. It is a cool attack style, but again, there's always that debate: is it overpowered? And I think time will tell more than anything. I think that the bowlers could do a little bit of a tuning, but nothing too much. I think it's nice that they've been sort of brought back into play with going from the 8 housing space to the 6. However, I think, yeah, it's a little bit iffy at the moment, to be honest, in terms of position of Warden. Obviously, with Town Hall 11 triples happening, Town Hall 10s being cleared so much easier. Wars are in a little bit of a crazy place, so I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing some perfect wars here and there on some of the easier clans. Anyway, that is it for this video. Massive shout out to Ben for being absolutely almost deadly silent during my whole recording. That is unprecedented, and he's literally sat up with his feet resting up on me. Anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed this, and yeah, the bowlers are massively OP, but give it a try. Let me know what your thoughts are on this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.